Well, let's talk about Supergrass, which was a comic strip thing, but it was a movie, like, so it was an actual movie for Supergrass.
It was our first, it was the first movie we did.
Yeah.
Shot down in Hope Cove,
Right.
And Old Dartmoor. So we went to Portugal, all of us, and wrote some ideas down and had a chat and got thing, and then we decided Supergrass would be good. You know, a guy who was making up a big story basically to get this girl,
right,
and then gets into terrible trouble because the police actually have a case going on that's like that. You know.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, what I suppose was interesting with that was. We were huge fans of Steve Martin. That's what I remember of Supergrass. Is that we used to love The Jerk. We all used to watch it together. I mean, I knew every line from especially the first 50 minutes of it, up to Jackie Mason and all that. Amazingly, when we did the premiere at ABC's Shaftesbury Avenue, Steve Martin turned up.
Right.
And we couldn't believe it, actually. It was just like, fantastic that he came. And I got a call next day from American, and I thought it was my father-in-law. He's got a very deep voice. He said, "Hi, Peter." He said, "Oh, Norman, how are you? Did you enjoy the show?" "Yeah, we did, very much." And then he said, and Victoria liked it too. That was his missus. "Sorry, who is this?" He said, "Steve Martin." "Oh, right." He said, "Would you like to come down to Pinewood and have a lunch and have a chat?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I'd love to." Didn't say I was busy that day. So I went down, and he said, "There's a scene in Supergrass that I wanted to talk to you about. Which is where you're all falling out laughing." He said, "I'm about to do this little shop of horrors where I've got to do this laughing thing. How did you do that? Because it looks so real." And I said, "Well, I'll give you one word: amyl nitrate." He was shocked. He was appalled. I mean, he was in control, Stephen. He didn't want to be lose control. And I was directing it, so I just gave the camera a list of shots of what did. Took this stuff and did it.
Wow.
Mad.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. There's the feeling.
So me and Adrian were really absolutely pissing ourselves.
Yeah.
And I said, "That's what we did. So you'll have to do that, Steve."
Every night. But that's the sort of anarchy that was, that you felt was there. I think even as a kid, and I wouldn't have known about amyl nitrate if you told me about it at that time. But you felt there was a naughtiness and a roughness. And you are this very ruggedly sexy man, and then you still are, Peter. I will add that.
Who are you talking about now?
I'm talking about you. Gorgeous man, jumping around in your pants onto cars.
Bullshitters.
But you're a very good-looking man.
Oh,
and a very...
What are you doing after the show?
You can come. I'm staying at the Premier Inn. You can come back. I've got...
I can't wait. Can we go now?
We can go as soon as you want. Got to take it where you can get it on tour when you
nice to meet you, Richard. Very nice. Was it sort of as fun off screen as it was on? Mostly, yes.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, Fistful of Traveller's Checks was a kind of memorable. I think everyone remembers those 3 weeks in Spain.
Yes.
Right down in the desert with no phones, nothing there, no landline phone or anything. We were there.
Right.
They never had no idea in Channel 4 what was going on for about 3 weeks, and they'd send stuff home. We never heard whether they liked it or not, but that had a lot of stories there with that. Really.
Yeah.
Driving. Everyone drove out there in different cars and things, and chaos, absolute chaos. But it was, and I think Rick and I, because we couldn't see the rushes, we used to listen to the sound tapes and just go, "Yeah, it's sounding good." Right. It was a good radio show. Right.
Yeah, it's how much did Channel 4 have to say about if you sent them the stuff? Did they say this can't go in and this can go in, or it feels like you were in pretty good control of the project?
They trusted us.
Yeah,
they did trust us, and I mean, occasionally they would panic about something. There was one guy we were going to do a film that got TV show really about Eddie Monsoon that got stopped because the guy we were going to film it studio in Wandsworth phoned up Channel 4 and said, "If Channel 4 broadcasts this, I will give them the studio for free." He was so disgusted by our script.
Right.
And so the lawyers got on and said, "Right, we've got to stop this one." They did.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun, but it was a bit rude, I suppose.
It seems hard to believe that they stopped anything.
We wrote it with Dawn and Jennifer as well. So,
yeah.
And they suddenly wanted to bleep the F word. But then before and after that, they just let it go, whatever. But when we did the strike,
Yeah.
we had to bleep all the Fs, you know, sort of king this and king that, you know. So,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, with the ones, you know, that became like a little. You had a few goes at the Hollywood film
Yes.
of a true event. So a strike where you were Al Pacino playing Arthur Scargill.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. And it's a great. I mean, that feels like that could have been. I mean, it was a sort of series because you did a few of them, but that felt like that could have been if they were going to do a series. You know, you could have done those all at once. But you've still. I heard that you had tried to do one of Boris Johnson. Was that going to be the same?
Yes.
The same idea that
I
didn't
know
come
Nigel and I were working on that. And
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't writing, but I was writing with another person. And very sad. Yeah, it was called Lie Another Day. It was Boris and Cameron and Osborne all trained in the Minsk Academy to be Etonians, and then dropped into Eton in their cricket gear. In fact, there's a container that's dropped on the Eton playing field, and there's a cricket ball that hits the side. They come out with their cricket gear on. They go, "What happened to you three? Come on over." So they're the Oxford Three. So it's like it's the spy.
The Cambridge thing.
And of course, the main KGB character was Dominic Cummings, of course. You know,
Yeah.
Nigel was going to play that.
Right.
So sadly, it's not made. That was a good script. You know.
Yeah, it sounds good. So did that just didn't?
Well, I got into problems with. They had a company that wanted to have control of casting and crew, which I mean, even on our first film, Fugger Man Dorset, we'd always been able to use what we want, you know,
Yeah.
crew and cast we wanted. They said, no, we've got control of that.
Right.
So it was our anniversary film, and I said, no, we can't do that. You know.
Right. That's a big shame. Although I can tell that you know that some people would have bent, wouldn't they, and said, okay, fine, but that's not.
Well, it
Pete
just
Richardson.
wasn't going to be right to make it.
No.
I think it was, you know. But it was, and we didn't have Boris at that point either.
Right.
I was hoping Matt
Lucas.
Lucas would have been great, you know.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it.
Yeah, because he does do Boris Johnson.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He would have been fantastic, and yeah.
But it would have come out because events happen so fast anyway. It would have come out
Well,
once
yes,
he'd gone.
after
So.
Liz Truss had been gone. So it's like, I said we were probably saved actually.
Yeah. I mean, Liz Truss was definitely too quick for you to be able to do. I mean, so it's retrospectively, you could almost do like Henry V, part 1 and part 2 of this whole shenanigan.